Today we're going to be taking a look at how I ended up getting my very last schematic from the Season 3 Reloaded update. And this is definitely by far the easiest way to get these. We're going to be taking on the Elder Dark Aether today with a 6-man squad, and we absolutely crushed this thing. If you guys missed the previous video, we just tackled this Dark Aether completely solo, so if you guys are interested in trying to attempt to do it like that, please do check out that video. With that, welcome on back to the channel, everybody. If y'all are into zombies content or anything Call of Duty, consider rocking the hell out of that like button for me and subscribing to the channel. We just hit 16,000 subscribers and we're already well on the road to 17. I cannot thank everybody enough for all the insane support on the channel lately. So before we jump into everything about this Dark Aether run, I do need to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor. If you guys are looking to unlock the new MW3 camos such as Interstellar or Borealis, or possibly even play in some bot lobbies or get all the best schematics in Modern Warfare Zombies, then be sure to check out Midge Cactus. They're the biggest and most reliable sellers with heaps of brand new offerings for MW3 with completely safe and legitimate services for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. With thousands of great reviews on Trustpilot, you guys should definitely check them out. Be sure to use code REALG at checkout for 5% off your entire order for a limited time only. That's right, guys, today we are going to be tackling this Elder Dark Aether with 6 people. Now usually I do like attempting to do these types of things completely solo, and which I actually have, and I've gotten through it a few times, but this Dark Aether has something in common with our last one, and that is the fact that these schematics are all completely random. In our first Dark Aether, if you completed all 3 of the contracts, you were guaranteed to get all 3 of the schematics. Well, that's not like in this one. On my very first run, I do believe I ended up getting the gas mask filter, and then on my second run, I ended up getting those dead wire detonators, and then on this run, I actually ended up getting the sergeant spray that was dropped to me by one of the players that was with me, which does kind of bring me to the point of why I wanted to showcase this. And don't be afraid to team up with a bunch of people if you want to get something like this done, or if you're having some hard times, or if you're struggling trying to get something, because just having a team of people that actually know what they're doing with you is going to make things so much easier. You guys are going to tell here, not only were we able to complete this Elder Dark Aether, and we did do everything, we did all the contracts, and then we're going to fight the boss at the end, and we were able to cut the time in half from what I did when I completed it solo. There is another huge benefit to coming in here with a group of players, or doing anything like fighting the Red Worm with like a group of players if you're missing one of the schematics, is that if it wasn't for me being with these guys, I actually wouldn't have even gotten the sergeant spray. That schematic was actually dropped to me by one of the other players on the team that obviously already had it. For some reason, these contracts ended up giving me 2 golden gas mask filters again. Like, I don't know, like, see, this is what I'm talking about with like the RNG. I know some players are going to end up coming in here and just making several trips into the Dark Aether before they get all 3, especially if you guys are playing solo. That chance is going to be even less, so it's going to be harder for you guys. So if you're coming in here with a group of people, and if you get a duplicate schematic, be sure to drop it for the people that are with you and see if that they're willing to trade you anything that they have. Now if you don't have a squad, don't worry, it's actually incredibly easy to get one. When you spawn into a game, just type into the game chat and ask if there's anybody that's doing the Elder Dark Aether or just a Dark Aether, and see if you can join up with them. Another thing that you guys can do is get yourself completely geared up to just kind of be hanging out and chilling inside of the red tier zone. Go over to one of the rooftops of the buildings that's like right next to the Dark Aether portal, and I would just hang out and wait for squads to go over to the Dark Aether portal, and then see if you can join their squads. Like, either send out invites or see if you can send out the request to join them. There's definitely a lot of times that people either will let you join, or they'll just automatically send out invites if they're going in. It's actually how I ended up joining this squad here, because I was going to just end up going inside of the regular Dark Aether and end up getting an Elder Sigil, but I noticed that these guys were going into the Elder and they invited me along, so I was like, you know what, let's go. Which I'm definitely really glad that I did, because not only was this Dark Aether a complete breeze, like we were able to get through this really easy, but I ended up getting that last schematic that I really needed. Just having that escort mission in here, if you want to really do this solo, you're going to have that VR11 just to get that mission done. If you don't have the VR11, it's going to be almost near impossible. If you guys are still wondering where anything is inside of this Dark Aether, MWZHUB.gg just updated their site with their brand new map. I'm going to throw it up on the screen right here. Big shout out to those guys, they do absolutely amazing work. If you guys want to know where any of the contracts are, maybe where any of those eggs to do the Easter egg boss, or if you're looking for any of the extractions, ammo caches, the doghouse, anything like that, it's all on there. This Outlast contract is just absolutely insane. Just so many zombies. Every time that I do this contract, I'm just scared that the game is going to crash. I'm just literally crossing my fingers hoping that it doesn't happen. Look at that. Out of this contract, we ended up getting a sergeant spray and a legendary ether tool. Now, of course, my stash is just completely full of those legendary ether tools right now with that Easter egg that we got in the red tier zone right now. I'm really surprised that they haven't changed that yet or patched it or whatever, but I mean, hey, I'm all for it. I mean, I guess you do kind of got to know how to survive in the red tier zone and got to be completely like ready for it, and then do the Easter egg while you're out there in order to get the items. But still, I mean, it's not that hard in itself, and like once you get the hang of it, you can just farm these things up. Not really that rare at that point. Like, I've actually found myself lately been dropping legendary ether tools and everywhere just so I can actually make room for some of the other stuff that I need. Time to make our our way over to our escort contract, our very last contract, and look at this, guys. We are just over 5 minutes and we are getting our last contract done right now. Just absolutely flying through this Elder Dark Aether. So please let me know down in the comments section after the Season 3 Reloaded update, what's the guns that you guys have been rocking the most? Like, what do you think is like the most overpowered? What do you guys really like to rock? I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out for those comments as much as possible because I'm going to be working on the top best weapons to use here soon. I'm also just always open for new suggestions. I like trying new things. I have been using this new bow a lot since it dropped, and I do gotta say I really like this AR, especially in zombies. It does absolutely shred. This is the same loadout that I was actually using in the last video when I did this solo, but I know that there's going to be some people that are probably going to be in the comments that are saying, so what's the build? I'm going to put that at the end of the video just in case anybody wants to see it. Also, if you guys still need to know how to unlock this new Dark Aether, I'm going to leave a video down in the description that's going to walk you through each step that you need to take to unlock this thing, and there is another way that you guys can do it that's actually way easier. And now, since it's a few days into the update, there's going to be a lot of people out there that got this thing unlocked already. What you can do, like I told you earlier, is hang out by the rift and wait for people to be going in and see if you can join their squad. Because if you end up going inside of the Dark Aether with them, then that should open up the portal for you as well, so you can just get sigils and come back in here yourself. This escort contract is just absolutely crazy. With this team, I mean, it was a lot easier, but it's still, even with these people, it was still pretty crazy. The thing that makes doing this Elder Dark Aether, or just this Dark Aether in general, harder is that we cannot use the Juggernaut kill streaks in here anymore, so that HVT is a little bit harder. You're gonna have to either take it out with your weapon. You can use like your SMG or your AR, but I would recommend that you guys bring in something like a VR11 or something that's gonna end up dealing with them a lot easier. Yet again, that's just one more thing where it's like, you know, you should bring in the VR11 if you're gonna be doing this solo, so that's just one more thing. I think it's also gonna be your best bet for dealing the most damage to that boss disciple at the end of the Dark Aether too, so it's just a good idea to bring that thing in. When I attempted to tackle that dude solo, man, it took me quite a few minutes to end up dealing with him, but when we came in here with all of these guys, you guys are gonna see how fast we ended up wiping that guy. Like I said in the previous video, I did end up enjoying this Dark Aether a lot. I actually thought it was really fun to play out, like especially with like the superpowers and stuff that you get, the exploding zombie heads and the super speed and all that. Like I think that's really cool additions. They definitely did crank up the difficulty in here. I mean, I think this Dark Aether is way harder than the first two that we got. Like I think that the one contract, like the escort contract inside of the first Dark Aether, that is harder with like the mega abominations and stuff like that. But this one as a whole, with just the amount of zombies and everything that it throws at you, with like so much that it'll literally make your entire game go in slow motion because it just can't handle the amount that's on the screen. Just absolutely crazy. I would give it to this one to be a little bit harder, but I do gotta say that that escort contract inside the first Dark Aether is definitely very difficult. Right, here we are at our Easter egg boss now that we finished up all of our contracts, and just watch how fast that we as a 6-man just deal with this guy compared to how I did solo. It's completely night and day difference. If you guys haven't done this boss fight yet, I would definitely recommend that you do so, because you're going to be getting that Ram 7 blueprint. It's purple and white colorish, and it's got like this smoke that's coming off of it. It's a really nice looking blueprint. It also comes with the underbarrel chainsaw attachment, so it's perfect for zombies. Watch this guy go from like 3/4 of health, just completely drained to dead, just doop instantly. Just absolutely crazy. Like, I gotta admit, guys, if you want to get anything done in this game that's extremely difficult, like if you're struggling with anything, you're gonna have an easier time with a full crew. It's just definitely gonna be the easiest way to get anything done. And look at that, we ended up getting another golden gas mask schematic out of this, and that's another thing, guys. So technically there is 4 contracts in here, because you can get the 3 main contracts done, and then once you get this boss fight done, it's going to give you another rift, which does have a chance to spawn in even more schematics and more acquisitions, so that is another really good thing. It's definitely something that this Dark Aether has going for it that the other ones don't have. Those ones, they only have 3. This one, you get 4 chances at schematics and stuff, so that is really cool. Making our way over to the exfil here. This was a damn good run, guys, getting that last schematic. Big shout out to these guys that came in here with me, and shout out to the Modern Warfare Zombies community. You guys are absolute fucking legends. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. I'm gonna throw that loadout for the battle up on the screen right here for anybody that wants to check it out. Again, I greatly do appreciate anybody that took the time out to watch the video. Please do consider dropping a like if you enjoyed it or if you found it all informative. Subscribe to the channel if anybody is new, man. I got a huge goal of 20,000 subscribers that I'm trying to hit by the end of summer, and so far you guys are just absolutely killing it. And thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you in the next one.